Y'all, it gave that no one wanted to be there. So let's go ahead and get into season 2 of the Impact ATL on BET Plus. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do all types of videos and I'm currently doing Vlogmas. And if you're a returning subscriber, what is going on? You guys have seen me review TV shows before, but today I'm going to review season 2 of the Impact ATL because I just felt like it was a hot mess and I definitely want to dive into it with you guys. By the way, if you like my hoodie, I made it, so feel free to shop the brand, shop danixlle. Pre-order opens on December 12th. But let's get into it. So guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. The first thing that geeks about season 2 of the Impact ATL is the fact that they don't have Jada on it. Now, if you guys remember the first season, Jada was basically like criticized off the show because people were basically saying Jada versus Ari. And I guess Ari won that battle, or Jada just didn't care enough, because season 2, Jada was definitely not a part of it, and there was no addressing the fact that she was not a part of it. The kill about it is that they replaced Jada with freaking Carly. Someone that me personally, I had no idea about prior to her being on this show. So she's gonna be the one that I start with in this review, okay? Carly apparently is an influencer, but realistically, she's Young Thug's ex. I guess she was with him for 7 years and he went to jail, chose up Mariah the Scientist, and now Carly is trying to essentially use her platform, her, I guess, quote unquote influence, to force a music career or a clothing line or just whatever she can make happen. Now, some of you might be fans of Carly. I'm not judging y'all, but the way that Impact ATL had it structured, they definitely made it seem like that Carly didn't have anything going on and that she's basically like rebranding and finding herself all over again now that she's a single woman with this quote unquote spotlight. Don't make it seem like it wasn't that, because that's exactly how they made it seem. She literally said so many times in her one-on-one, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, or I don't know what my next step is, but da 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 da. Like, girl, so just say that you have no plans for real, but you have a management team, you have some influence, and you wanna make something shake, because that's totally fine too. It's cool, okay? Now, she comes onto the show, and according to Tucson, which we'll get into later, she tried to fake be cool with the cast when she knew she was going to be in this circle. Now, understand this, guys. Usually the way reality shows are built, it focuses maybe on one person, 2 people that are influential and are already connected somehow. And then it builds upon that. So the fact that they're now throwing Carly into this mix when she actually has no business being cool with any of these people is absolutely forced. And BET Plus, y'all could have done way better. You guys literally could have chosen anyone else. You could have chosen Dream. You could have chosen freaking Lotto. You could have chosen literally anybody. Lotto's sister would have even been a better choice. Mariah. Like, literally anybody but Carly would have been a better option. Literally. Like, literally. So, boom. Now you have Carlissa getting into it with literally everyone. Within, like, the first couple of episodes on the show, she's getting into it with Des because apparently Des had a record that she was supposed to do with her, but then she fell through on it. It makes sense to me. Des is a very, like, type of person, and it's very obvious that, bro, Carly, you come with too much baggage. You used to mess with Thug. Mariah's messing with Thug. I went on tour with Mariah. Like, I'm not gonna speak on it on the show out of respect for my actual personal friendships, but I'm not about to bang with you. Sorry, you get me? And I don't feel like that's something to be ashamed of, because it wasn't like she ever had a relationship with Carly that was that deep outside the studio, at least according to her, okay? So that was her first altercation. Then we've got Carly getting into it with Tucson. And it's kind of just like, I get it. They got into it off the pretense that when they originally met, she tried to be Hollywood. Then she actually tried to be his friend. Then they fell off, whatever the case might be, and she tried to circle back and kiki with everybody when she knew she was gonna be on the show. So Tucson was basically on some like, you didn't really care to be my friend when you thought I was nobody, and now that I'm a vet on this show and you're coming in fresh, you want to kiki with everybody. So I understand how he could call her fake, and then the fact that she didn't take accountability and say, hey, yeah, you're right, I was an asshole before, or I was being Hollywood before, but I want to bond with you guys authentically now, rubs people the wrong way because it gives fake, and I get it. All of her personality on the show gave fake, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Agree with me, disagree with me, but I feel like her whole personality on the show gave fake. So that was Carly. I don't think she'll be back next season. Honestly, I genuinely don't. Now let's go ahead and go into Des. I don't understand why they decided to make Des's family trauma with her brother the focal point of her this season. Now the reason that I say this is because like, I get building the relationship with her mother, and I understand that her brother passing is gonna come into play with that, but her brother passed away 2 years ago. And that doesn't change anything, because with Ari in season 1, they definitely addressed her brother, but it was just sort of like, did you pull this out of thin air to make it a subject matter? Because I'm pretty sure that her and her mom, like, I mean, I don't know, you know, I wouldn't know, but it's kind of just like, was this just pulled out of thin air to be her storyline this season? Or was this a relevant new issue that she was genuinely working through with her mom? Like, I couldn't really tell if the producers were like, Des, go ahead and tap into this because people need to see this side of you. Or if it was giving like her mom and her had literally been distant for 2 years and now they just so happen to be rekindling while the show is being filmed. Like, I don't know about that, but it was awkward for me to watch her mom say certain things to her and for them to go through certain things. But then on the other side of things, like her be so transparent with her mom about like her fame and the way she's feeling things are going. Because it's kind of like if I was in that position, I would be feeling like, Mom, you think I'm the reason that your son died. And then I'm gonna turn around and tell you I'm so happy with the way my life is going. I feel like everything's aligning, da 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 da. Like, yes, be transparent with your mom, but seeing those two things juxtaposed next to each other so often felt inauthentic from like a producer standpoint. You get me? You guys can agree or disagree in the comments, but I just didn't know how authentic that was. And then the Carly drama that they threw in there, it felt like Des was not tapping into that at all. So it's like, Carly, why do you keep bringing it up? It's almost like you want to have something with everyone, and it doesn't make sense. In the same breath, right? They have Ari playing mediator because they've now made her the center focus of the show. Like, my thing is, throw everybody else out the show and just make it about Ari if that's the case. You get me? Because Tay don't want to be there, and we'll get into that. Tay do not want to be on the show, damn near, right? Tucson's always going to be with Ari anyway. So just make the show about Ari. Lakia get 2 seconds of screen time. Des want to do her own thing too. Like, and Lakia don't, and Carly don't fit in. So just make the show about Ari at this point because you guys are using her as the mediator. You guys are making her the focal point of everything. And it's like, in certain scenes, it doesn't feel like she wants to play mediator. But it feels like, okay, cool, Ari is like the main character, so she has to, now all of a sudden be the mediator too. It didn't make sense to me. I think it felt forced in a lot of instances. It felt forced with the Des and Carly altercation. And then it also felt forced with the Tucson and Carly interaction. And in the same breath, she never resolved on camera her own issues with Tay. So it's like, you've got Ari playing mediator with everybody else's public show drama, but then she's not even actually addressing and dealing with her own on camera. Crazy. Then let's get into Tucson's rapping career. Nothing wrong with that, but I feel like they just threw that in there to justify giving him a headshot in the show. I do think that Tucson is a multifaceted jack of all trades, whatever you want to call it. But it was just like, either give us a full storyline with that outside of him going to DC, or don't include it at all. At first, we got that one scene of him. I guess it's fine. Let me take that back. I guess it was fine having his rap stuff in there. I guess that was fine. Okay. Now, let's bring up Lakia. I'm happy that Lakia is out and proud. We knew that, you know what I'm saying? Like, Lakia always been a solid person. I like her grind. I like that she's finding herself and working in her craft. My only thing with Lakia on the show is, like, why do we get no screen time with her? Like, one thing about Lakia, she be having looks. She always have her hair done. All they give us is her shooting music videos, scenes with her girlfriend, and then her being friends with the other people in the show. And I feel like she had a party. Like, Lakia seems cool, but I feel like we're not really getting a lot of her, and this is her second season on the show. So it's like, give her as much screen time as Ari. If that's the case, let us see as much of her life. And I don't know if maybe she just doesn't have the personality for it. Maybe she's shy, whatever the case might be. But it's like, no, give us more Lakia. Like, we want to see what she really gets into. Like, show us more than just her work ethic and her girlfriend, because this is her second season on the show, and I feel like she deserves way more screen time. She got no screen time. She's a little boring. I love you, Lakia, but you're a little boring. So somehow you need to zhuzh that up, because if you're going to be in season 3, we need to see more of you, and it needs to give more than what it's currently giving. Like, please. Let's just talk about Ari, the way that they forced her dad conversations in there. And then everything else. Like, Ari, like I said, was clearly the main character. I love Ari. I think that, you know, us seeing her life is always going to give authentic. It's always going to be cool. I think when they try to have her play mediator, that's when it became a little bit forced. And I also think the whole bit with her dad coming on at the recap, the episode 9, was absolutely freaking insane. First of all, he came on the show talking about something. This was my first time on a plane, but he came on the show with Playboy earrings. Like, you're 50 years old wearing gold Playboy earrings, smiling while your daughter's crying. One thing I will not get about Ari's dad is, why are you always smiling when she's crying? Why does someone else on national TV have to tell you to apologize to your daughter? Even if you were not being authentic, you need to come on that show and play the role, because you're on national television with your millionaire daughter. Like, I don't understand how some people can be so dense and just so, like, ignorant and just, like, can't read a room. You get me? So I don't know what the hell is going on with her dad, but that would piss me off. You get me? I have built myself up to success 28 years. I never had a father to tell me, you know, how to deal with men. And then I finally start talking to you, and you can't take responsibility for your absence in my life. You fake try to justify it. You have Playboy earrings on. You have freaking gauges. And then you come on here smiling while I'm crying. Like, get out of here. I don't know. I just thought that he was so crazy. I don't like him. I hope that he never makes another appearance. And I respect Ari's decision to not go out of her way to be cool with him, because if I was her, I wouldn't even want my son around him. Because who is he? What is he going to teach him? What type of influence is he going to be? A bad one, clearly. You get me? So I'm totally cool with that never coming up again. And I'm sorry that Ari even had to deal with that, to be honest. Crazy. Then let's talk about Tay. Tay and Ari apparently resolved whatever they had going on off camera. But my thing is, if you're gonna have Ari play mediator, then make sure that her own drama that's brought to the show gets aired out. All she said the whole season was that he's mad at me for getting my hair done by someone else. Obviously, there was another issue involved, because he kind of said it in one of the episodes. He was like, I feel like she doesn't support me for real. So it's like, whatever that was that they worked through off camera, and I just feel like it shouldn't have even really made it fully to the show if we weren't gonna get closure as an audience from that on the show. We had to wait until the roundtable in season 2, episode 9 to get any type of closure on the situation, and it was just a quick sentence where Ari said that's her best friend and went on with her life that way. So it's kind of just like, okay, was that just thrown in there for the plot's sake? Because Tay didn't even resolve his issues with Carlay on camera. He didn't even resolve his issues with Ari on camera. So it gives like Tay doesn't even want to be on the show, if we're being completely honest. Because he missed the recap roundtable in episode 9 for the simple fact that he didn't want the confrontation. And then every single other episode, all he's doing is talking about going to New York and giving us his hair. So it's strictly business when it comes to Tay. We're not getting any type of insight on his love life. We're not getting any type of insight on his resolutions of these friendships. All we're getting is hair, which I'm not mad about that, but it's kind of just like, okay, Tay, if you're not gonna give us any real depth on the show, we're not gonna see any of these resolutions on camera, which I respect. It's kind of like, why are you on a reality TV show if you don't wanna give us any of that reality, respectfully? So, I'm not mad at it. But I don't feel like Tay needs to be on the show, respectfully. Like, I think we love Tay, but from a reality TV standpoint, the plot line throughout this season was trash. It genuinely was trash. We didn't even get resolution fully on Ari's mom's house being broken into. We didn't get full circle resolution on literally anything. We didn't get insight to any of these parties people are going to, except for the parties that they threw amongst the group. Like, we're not really getting anything from the people in the show. They're all being private, but then trying to give the illusion that they're public. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, if you're gonna do a reality TV show, make it feel like it's reality. It never felt like reality to me. Not even the intimate moments with family felt real to me. The moment with Des and her mom didn't really feel real. The moment with Ari and her father sitting down at dinner felt real, but in a terrible way because he sucks. Like, it was giving crazy. Like, very, very crazy from a scripting perspective, and clearly it's scripted. So I feel like season 2 was worse than season 1 personally. I think they need to refresh this a little bit and get something new together for season 3 if they're going to continue with Impact Atlanta. If they're gonna put all the weight on Ari for this, then she needs her own spinoff because the extra players just distract from her if that's the case. And if not, then we need to get some more dynamic names in here, or at least people that act like they want to be in the show. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you think that the show was great this season, if you didn't even watch it, maybe no one watched it. I didn't see too much about it online, but let me know what you guys thought. I don't really keep up with too much reality, but I did watch this particular show. And like I said, season 3 needs to be better than this season because this one was, to me, not good. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you guys' critiques in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more because I am doing Vlogmas. Once again, these hoodies, shop danixlle, get with the gang. I'm opening pre-order very, very soon. And I love you guys so, so, so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.